we are about to witness history as the Statistician General of Statistics Leone, who is also the CEO and Chief Census Officer, the only person by law that has a legitimate right to announce formally the census results, Professor Osman Sankoh, to take the high table, otherwise known as Malamo, and give us a statement on the conduct of the 2021 midterm population and housing census, and at the same time give us, as we land the results bongoistically. A round of applause as we call on Professor Osman Sankoh Malamo.
The bongo man is going to talk, but let me give you a short interpretation of our Statistics Acts. We have two of them. We have the Statistics Act of 2002 that has the entire guide for us for this institution. But then we also have the Census Act, again, of 2002. These are two separate documents. The leadership of the two are different. The Statistics Act actually goes my own way. The council, I think that we get the power there. Yanda will go bluff. But the Census Act, if we want to do something there, I think we need to consult somebody. Because the leadership of that goes to the Chief Census Officer. He is the man in charge. He will tell us what the population of this country is. I don't have the power. Even as chairman of council, I don't have that power. It is the Chief Census Officer. So, he is not just going to talk because he wants to talk. He has been empowered by the 2002 Census Act. Look for one, for that man there. Let him look at it and send it to the BBC. I thank you.
Since I have it, I wish you had somewhere for me to put this thing, but then I'll just...
All right, okay. So you wanted to...
No, if I had this...
Okay, like a lectern. Like a lectern.
Or I could sit down.
Okay.
Whatever.
Sit down.
Okay. Thank you very much for that introduction. But the guy failed to actually mention the most important thing about me. No, well, not the COR. Is that it's the Warima bit of it, you know? Yeah. You know, as I'm a village boy, you know, I think that is very important. You shouldn't leave that out when you're introducing me. Okay. Well, it's a long list of institutions and people that I need to mention, but formally we need to say the chairman. Although he says when it's about the census, I am possibly his boss. But no, this young man, you're a great man. The chairman and members of the council who are here, we were expecting the chairman and members of the parliamentary subcommittee on development, planning and economic development. I was not going to forget that group because they always would call us to parliament. We always had these letters that came to us. You are summoned to this, and I would always make it possible for me to be there to explain to them what we were doing. The Development Secretary, the Ministry of Planning and Economic Development, we have our Deputy Minister of Information and Communications. We have members from the Consular and Diplomatic Corps. We have our development partners, the civil society organizations. We have ministries, departments, and agencies present here. We have partners from the universities. We're pleased to have you with us. religious, ethnic group and traditional leaders, the security forces, management and staff of StatSSL, have, of course, my colleagues. I was a journalist, so I would not forget you, the media. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's really an honor for me and a blessing to be able to speak to you today as the Chief Census Officer for the digital 2021 midterm population housing census. Chairman of this auspicious occasion, please permit me to change the way people start such statements. I will really start with acknowledgements, and you'll soon see why. We would like the public to value the significant contributions made by specific people and institutions to the overall process of the first ever digital census in this country. But first, let me thank God who has made this possible for us to be here today to witness this event. And next, I would want to thank His Excellency the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, Dr. Julius Maada Bio, who demonstrated leadership and who really also demonstrated confidence in my team. And when the World Bank decided to really stop funding the activity, the President approved that the government should continue to finance the activities. Thank you, Mr. President. In addition to that, we wanted to save the government from spending lots of money from buying the tablets, 20,000 tablets and 20,000 power banks. One would cost, let's say, 1 million leones, and just multiply by 20,000 and multiply by, let's say, 40,000. That's a lot of money. When I was in the UN, and I had spoken to my colleague in Kenya, and so he had promised to give us these tablets on loan. But then there was this COVID, and then there were different other issues in Nairobi that made things a little bit difficult for us to get the tablets. The President himself called his colleague, the Kenyan President, and not too long after that, we were able to receive the 20,000 tablets and 20,000 power banks from Kenya. Thank you, Mr. President. We are grateful to the Honorable Dr. Francis Kaikai and his Ministry of Planning and Economic Development, who really provided lots of support to us. Thank you very much. And we had earlier on enjoyed the support from his predecessor, Minister Nabila Tunis, with whom StatSSL first presented the concept of the midterm census to the President. The former Minister of Finance, who is now the Chief Minister, Honorable Jacob Yusuf Safar, and the current Minister, Honorable Dennis K. Vandi, and his team deserve our recognition and thanks for making this national activity work. We did not underestimate the pressure and difficult circumstances in which they operated. The Ministry of Finance has shown to us that the generation of credible data for national development is equally an important national activity that deserves to be funded with public money. We are equally thankful, as I said earlier on, to the Honorable Musa Fofana, the chairman of the Subcommittee of Economic Development, and his team. They actually ensured that StatSSL remained accountable throughout the process of the midterm census. And the committee was also part of the nationwide evaluation process, the monitoring process. And when we had issues with some of the districts of refusals, the committee was willing to engage. Thank you to the committee. And I would want to thank the various committees that we established, the council, the technical committee, were already introduced here, the publicity committee, and the advisory committee. You may wish to know that the advisory committee comprised all political parties. And it was only yesterday that we had a meeting here at StatSL where the APC, NGC, and many other parties really came and took part in our discussion. So to me, as you see me, Sierra Leone is first, and it's about this nation. To our field staff out there, the enumerators, the supervisors, the IT and data quality teams, etc. Thank you. I wish you could look at me in the eye and see how sincere I am to thank you for this work that you've done for this country. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I want to thank you especially for your patience when it came to paying your field allowances, because the government did not calculate this, did not plan to have this responsibility. That is why it delayed a bit. You have expressed nationalism. I know that some of you really lost it at some point, and there were lots of names were called, who were abused and all this. Don't worry. Next time you see me, just say Malam O. I will still thank you for what you've done for this country. Thank you. But we will do our best to ensure that every little cent that you've earned will be paid to you. You have done the best you could for the country. But you should be proud that you contributed to the first ever digital census this country has had. And the reason why we're even more grateful to you, you did not have the chance this time to go somewhere and just do whatever you wanted to do. The digital technology we used forced you, but I wouldn't want to use force, encouraged you to go to those terrains that other people wouldn't have gone to. Because we embedded in those tablets some coordinates, some kind of a DNA thing. So wherever you went, if we had asked you to go to Warima, or if we asked you to go to Mongo, you would have to go to Mongo. That is what we did. So that is the beauty of this digital technology. Chiefdom authorities have to be thanked. They did extremely well. The paramount chiefs, we involved paramount chiefs and section chiefs and all other leaders, and they listened to us and they helped us to do this work together. And so if we can stand here today to talk about, to announce the results of the census, we have to be grateful to them. But of course, we had the National Action for Civic Education and Development, NACID, that really went out of the way to support StatSL, to bring these tribal or ethnic group leaders together, and we had a good discussion, and we saw what happened, especially in the Western area, when we had lots of resistance in the Western area, rural in particular. And after the discussion we had with those leaders, people called us to go to their homes to count them. I want to similarly thank the Institute for Governance Reform, the IGR, which did something very similar for us, and this was to have a discussion with the CSOs. Yesterday, during the meeting, someone was saying he was in a meeting with 400 CSOs, and some of them were saying they did not count them or they did not talk to them. I said, excuse me, sir, IGR organized, and we also had that number that you have mentioned, we had a meeting. IGR organized that, and most of the critical CSOs in this country were present. And I presented to them the concept, and there was real understanding. And I want to thank you for the support that you provided. The security forces must be thanked. They played a role. You must have heard, and some of you wrote about some instances, unfortunate instances in some districts. But then we had the security forces playing a role. And they ensured that we were able to conduct the census unhindered, despite some of those unfortunate circumstances. The media, I think we can't say that enough. And sometimes I find it difficult to cross the line, to know where the line is between myself as SG and between you guys as journalists. And when I write, you see mostly the journalist thing in me, and forget even about the statistics. So you are critical. I know what you can do. And this is the reason why we will always want to engage you. You are a critical component. We can't do statistics without having the media understanding what we do so that you can pass on the information to the public. And so just recently we had a meeting, we had a grant from Paris 21 where we trained a good number of journalists how to understand statistics and just write about it. And we also trained our statisticians to do a little bit about how the media reports. But of course, we can't get those taglines that you write. You know, your titles or your headlines are special. We still would learn how to do them. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to reserve this position now, this space, to thank my indefatigable and visionary Statistics Council, headed by the chairman here, Mr. Moses L.J. Williams Molojo. This is I have served on several boards, and where I have supervised a CEO, but I have been supervised also several times. But I really feel blessed to be really on this board. Thank you so much. Thank you. We appreciate you. But again, I think I've decided here to let you know the composition of this council, because then you need to really understand that it's not just 1 or 2, 3 people who sit around to guide the activities of statistics in this country. We have 5 members nominated by the Minister of Planning and Economic Development, 1 each from the Northwestern region, Northeastern region, Southern region, Eastern region, and the Western area. That's important to know. But then beyond that, you have representatives from the Vice Chancellors of the University of Sierra Leone and Jala University, the Governor Bank of Sierra Leone, the President Chamber of Commerce and Industry and Agriculture, the Development Secretary, the Financial Secretary, the Commissioner of Labor, the Resident Representative United Nations Development Program, the President, Sierra Leone Association of Journalists, and myself, for now, the Statistician General, who is the Secretary to the Council. So if you have all of these people sitting on the board, on the Council, then you should know that that's real business is being done there. Now, I have thanked my people. I now have to thank the others, the international partners. Special thanks to all of you. My colleagues have mentioned the World Bank several times, but I should also indicate that I negotiated with the bank. The grant that was going to come to Start SL did not have anything about the census. Okay, I defended, I explained to the bank why it was important, and remember, it was in 2018. Remember, we need to set the stage. It was late 2018, we had a discussion with the bank, and the bank found it important, necessary to support us, to support this activity. So extremely important, and so that's why we must thank the bank, the World Bank, for supporting this. But I believe that the bank wouldn't have agreed to support the census, the midterm census, if they didn't see the need for it. And remember, it was in 2018, not too long after I became the SG. So the reason was that, and my colleagues probably had said a little bit of it already, that I came from outside with a desire to transform the statistical landscape of my country, to contribute to really doing cutting-edge statistics. We as Sierra Leoneans, we are capable. We go outside and people talk about us. So let us come back to our country and do the best we can. And this is why I came back. And so I found the team and I found the council that gave me the support. And so with the engagement with the bank, and the bank, we keep saying, when the bank takes a decision, we praise them. So that we should praise the bank for supporting the midterm census. Can we give them a hand, please? So if the bank then decided not to continue, well, there could be a reason for it, okay? And so, unfortunately, we have a government in place. I would have been sacked, by the way. So why was I not sacked? Probably, did you give a thought to that? Why was I not sacked? I would have resigned myself if I knew I had caused the problem, and I knew I was not responsible for the problem, and I knew the institution was not responsible for the problem. And so, why did the bank stop? Probably there is a discussion. The bank is very critical in any development, low-income country like this. So we'll continue to engage the bank to see a reason why we should continue. Now that we have, as you see, we have had other international partners, UNICEF, UNFPA, and the others on board. We thank you for staying on. And so there could be a time when probably we will all celebrate the bank coming back to support our activity. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, this is important to note that we at Statistician gave the opportunity to every citizen and other nationals in this country to be counted, so long as they slept in Sierra Leone on census night. We went to the extent of announcing an official extension of the 14-day, you remember? And we gave a mop-up period, and we extended the mop-up, and then what did we do? The winding down. We even said, because we wanted people to really exercise their civic responsibility, their civic rights, and to be counted. We were not going to ask you to give us anything. We were not going to ask you to give us money. We were just going to ask you to tell us your name, sector, all these small things. And we say that information, when we put it together, then it is going to be planning for you yourself. So, although there was another group that was saying, don't go and be counted, don't allow yourselves to be counted, the people of Sierra Leone, reason prevailed, and then they said, oh no, we have to be counted. And I am extremely grateful to the people of Sierra Leone who allowed themselves to be counted. They called us, we opened up a toll-free number, and they were calling us. So we'll tell them, but we went there and you guys drove us out. So no, please come. Come and count us. And people got counted. We are proud today that because of these people, we are here to give you the results of that counting. I will end by, I see no reason why I should thank my staff any longer. Deputy and the other directors, they've all been thanked. So you guys, why do I thank you again? Take what you have been given, okay? All right, so thank you all for what you've done. Thank you. I need to set now the stage for the people of this country. There are a few things that we need to understand. Just a few. Why did we have to go to the field? That I have explained. Is that? I explained that 1,000 times already. And I think you know. It is, so you can imagine when I came with, they said, well, Malamo is coming. Malamo has done this in Ghana, in Asia, and all of that. Now he's coming as the data sharing prophet. Even my doctorate, my topic, if I tell you the topic of my doctorate degree in Germany, you will say, oh my God, no, why? Because I had to do it in Germany. I came to my country to have data so that I could analyze the data in this country. I could not get that data at all. So I had to go back and then I made use of the data from the Schwarzwald. Do you know what that means? The black forests of Germany. That's what I used to analyze. Why couldn't I have analyzed the data from TY Ireland or from somewhere else in my country? But anyways, so my mission was go back to your country, and not because you did not get data for your own, make sure that data would always be available for any Sierra Leoneans outside or in this country so that they can analyze and have their masters and have their PhDs and all this. That's what I wanted to do. But my first challenge was, now it was not possible because of what I saw, what I found. And I said, no. For us to wait for another 6, 7, almost 10 years until 2025 to have another census, it would be really problematic. Some of you have children, I believe, and you should know when a child is born today, the child cannot even say anything. You look at the angel and you see the angel doing all sorts of things. You decide for the angel. 10 years down the line, can you tell me what your child can say? You want your child to go to a friend A, the child cannot say, no, Papa, me, I know the good you. I want to go to Dami Paddy. What it means is that 10 years down the line, the child now has enough knowledge, sense, and capability to do something. So why did we have to wait until 2025 when we could solve the problem? Why did we have to wait? Would you have waited? You shouldn't, man. And this is a time when we also have the opportunity to use digital methodology to solve the problem that we had identified. And that's why we did it. And we're extremely happy that we had a council that we convinced, and we had the Ministry of Planning, we had the presidency, and we had the World Bank that stood behind us for us to move forward. So, ladies and gentlemen, but also, just again to set the record straight, if the challenge that we saw, the problem that we saw in the 2015 data was just secluded in one area of the country, let us say in the northwestern parts of the country, and then came StatSL to say we needed the census, then you would say something must be wrong. Okay? Why don't you just go to the northwest and do your recounting there and then stop? But the issue, the challenge we found was spread across the country and mostly in all rural areas. So if you are going to solve a problem in one place, then you would really have to go and move across the country to do that. So this was the reason why we wanted to do it. And also in terms of our capabilities here, the DSG already mentioned that we have in-house the capacity to really train people. So if anyone told you that we did not train our enumerators adequately to go to the field, do not say the person is not telling the truth. Just say, but StatSL did the mix for UNICEF in 2017. We did the SLEAS, the Living Standards Survey in 2018 with tablets. We trained thousands of people, and we also trained, not too long ago in 2019, we trained Sierra Leoneans to conduct the DHS, the Demographic and Health Surveys. So before now, we already could train Sierra Leoneans, and we knew the number of days we would take to do all of this. So that's what we did. And today, guys, Sierra Leone can boast of having conducted a digital census that other African countries are now vying to do. Nigeria has just announced that it would conduct a digital census. Liberia is working on that. So our Sierra Leoneans, men and women who we have trained to do this, some of them are not happy with the payments of their allowances now. But I tell you, in the near future, they would really be boast of the assets that we've given them.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to emphasize that this issue of data that we have done, most time when you are unable to provide the data that you wanted to give and you felt really bad about it, but today the results of our digital cartography and digital enumeration will provide the answers. StatSL is proud to announce that we will henceforth be able to provide locality, ward, section, chiefdom, district, regional level population data. So whatever level of data you want, we will provide that. And that is what we wanted to do in the first place. My colleagues have already explained to you how we add all these international consultants, and now we have a solid base, a reliable sampling frame to support all important socio-economic surveys for local and national development planning purposes. I should also now, because when I announce the results later on, and when you go and do your analysis, I want to help you, I want to guide you in your analysis. For today, we are not going to make any analysis ourselves. We will just give you what we have counted. Okay? Because we know that you are capable yourself. We'll give you the data as we have counted, and then go and analyze. But let me assist you a little bit as you analyze the data. There is a concept of a de facto population. A de facto population, that is, you were counted where you slept, not where you, it doesn't necessarily mean you must have been a permanent resident there. Is that clear? It's where you slept. So think about it as you analyze the data that we are going to show you today. Where you slept. So the census night, is it important? The census night is important. So in fact, what we at StatSL call this the phenomenon of the influential one-night in-country census migration. Okay? That's how we call it. The phenomenon of the one night, the influential one-night in-country migration. What does that mean? You must have heard, and some of you journalists must have also written about people canvassing their communities who are their members who are in Freetown to go, please go to Arima and sleep there. Go to Kailaon, go to Mongo, go to Cambia and all of this. You know the reason. To be counted at the place where you were born. For what reason? You want the numbers to be there. Is that not? You want the numbers. You want to say that, wait a minute. If my community has 1,000 people, then government, look at this gentleman here, the planning director, you know, the development secretary has these 4 males and 103,796 females.
769 females. Tonkolili district has a population of 557,257 with 282,127 males and 275,130 females. For the Northwestern region, Gambia district has a population of 367,699 and 188,560 males and 179,139 females. In Carine district, the population of 290,313 with 147,124 males and 143,189 females. Putloko district has a population of 528,038 with 253,790 males and 274,248 females. Now we move to the southern region, where you have Bo, Bont, Moyamba, and Pujan. The Bo district has a population of 756,975 with 366,346 males and 390,629 females. Bont has a population of 297,561 with 149,555 males and 148,006 females. Moyamba district has a population of 346,771 with 167,836 males and 178,935 females. Pujaun district has a population of 429,574 with 213,242 males and 216,332 females. Now we come to the western area. The western area rural has a population of 662,056 with 331,334 males and 330,722 females. The western area urban has a population of 606,701 with 289,938 males and 316,763 females. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about the totals now here, the eastern region has a total population of 1,939,122 with 953,601 males and 985,521 females. The northeastern region has a total population of 1,316,831 with 654,937 males and 661,894 females. The northwestern region has a total of 1,186,050 with 589,474 males and 596,576 females. The southern region has a total population of 1,830,881 with 896,979 males and 933,902 females. So the western area together has a total population of 1,268,757 males and 1,268,757 with 621,272 males and 647,485 females. Mr. Chairman, Ladies and gentlemen, consequently, the population of Sierra Leone from the 2021 midterm population and housing census is 7,541,641. 7,541,641, with 3,716,263 males and 3,825,378 females, making a sex ratio of 0.97 in favor of women. The females. So there are, you may want to note this, there are 109,121 women more than men in Sierra Leone. So there is, so women empowerment, I think it's about time. You have the numbers. Yes. So there is a total increase in the population from 2015 to 2021 of 449,528, which is 6% more than the 2015 population. Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, I want to emphasize that this population of people who slept in Sierra Leone. Hello? You should have waited a little bit, guys.
Why are you sharing now?
Okay, just wait, just a second to go. Okay? And it's just to stress one fact. No. No. Okay? Okay? Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to emphasize that this population is the population of people who slept in Sierra Leone on the census night in various localities, various chiefdoms, districts, and regions. We have provided a table for you to do your calculations, to do your initial interpretations. But as I said, we will give you more details about the provisional results when we launch the results in a couple of weeks. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and God bless you all. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Osman Sankoh Malamo. So the results are here. You can see from the screen is 7,541,641 with 3,716,283 males as opposed to 3,825,378 females. It is now on the board. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is how we bring the curtains down to this program. We want to thank everybody that came here, particularly our colleagues from the media. We thank you so much. We want to thank the representatives from the United Nations and all the agencies, the NGOs, and the entire management and staff. Thank you very much. God bless you. This is how we end.